everyone, it's Jerison. We're now like less than 2 weeks away until the Crunchyroll Anime Awards this year will happen. And at the time of recording this, apparently I just finished like watching this season of Dan to Dan. Now, probably know voting for the actual awards show ended like about a month ago, and what you're about to see is actually me kind of going through the nominations as well as voting for it, and then as I go through the nominations, you'll probably also see me probably give me some thoughts about, well, some of the shows nominated. I mean, I might watch a few more episodes of a few of the nominated shows this year, and yeah. So with that, let's go through which anime is nominated at the Crunchyroll Anime Awards this year. The 2026 Crunchyroll Anime Awards are happening soon, and will Solo Leveling get Best Anime again this year? And will anime get another award in the award show? Now, of course, I mean, the nominations for the award show actually were just announced, and yeah, I mean, of course, with last year's award show, of course, Solo Leveling swept the awards, and although Spy Family did get at least one award, which is kind of nice, and yeah, I mean, of course, with a very busy season in anime, apparently, for the winter time, apparently, yeah, there's possibly any show could possibly also get awards too, at least with the films. That probably Chainsaw Man the movie, which is probably the best film of last year according to Letterboxd, which also the film was absolute cinema, and it's also a film kind of about cinema too, with some theme songs by Kenshi Yonezu and Hikaru Utada, which are really great songs, also dope too. So let's go through and vote for the Crunchyroll Anime Award this year, and apparently my laptop might be overloaded for a bit. So yeah, let's vote. We kind of begin with of course, Best Anime. Of course, Anime of the Year, which, okay, they might give it to Solo Leveling. Let's see who else is probably going to get nominated. I mean, if Orb is nominated, I mean, they might give it to that, but we'll just have to see. And there's all the major categories we got. So got Best Film, Continuing Series, New Series. Also, I think with this year's awards, they apparently changed the eligibility rules. We're now anime that airs a few months after the end of the year are eligible to... First, we got Best Anime, which the shows nominated for Best Anime are Dan to Dan, Gachi Akuta, the last season of My Hero Academia, or Attack on Titan's Original Sin, The Apocalypse Diaries, and The Summer Hikaru Died. Okay, so apparently It's So Lovely is not going to get Best Anime this year, but I mean, out of the 6 that are nominated, I do watch 2 of them. But I know I'm kind of going through the second season of Dan to Dan, which, at least the episodes I saw so far, it's still pretty much, you could say, the season finale of last season. The episode where I'm on now is maybe it'd be the beginning of the most recent season, unless if it's keeps on going. So it's pretty much one entire season kind of a sense. But I mean, it's has the usual thing you would see in Dan to Dan, but I mean, it might get a bit more exciting as it progresses. And I just finished this season of the show. It's probably the best season of the show so far, and pretty much the first 2 seasons of the show is much like the first season. I mean, especially with the end of the season finale of this season. I mean, here's some of the it's gonna keep on going, and also that things are also gonna get more interesting as well too. And with the thing, of course, with the band scene, well, let's say midway through the season, which I mean, of course, led to that riff with X Japan's Yoshiki. I mean, they were. It was kind of similar to X Japan. I mean, but they're not copying it. I mean, they're kind of paying homage to it. I mean, it should be no problem. But I mean, at least Yoshiki kind of resolved it with the show, and it's all good. And yeah, there was also apparently a new character, and apparently they seen in the second half of the season where apparently he's kind of like a Colt if he's kind of older, and he was kind of interesting and funny, and also apparently there was but it still had the things you would expect on the show. Of course, I mean there was still a bit of kind of vulgar jokes, well, especially in the second half of the season. So now we just have to wait to find out what's gonna happen next. With Dan, which will probably not happen until next year. Of course, with the Apocryphy Diaries, I mean, I still haven't catch up on that show yet, so I probably haven't said much. But although I said that, it's probably a very interesting show in a sense, even though the show is not based on a true story in a sense. Of course, the summer Hikaru died. I mean, of course, this was a big anime last year, which it's kind of part of the category of animes of yaoi, but I mean, but also it's kind of a horror show kind of sense too. And of course, My Hero Academia, which of course just ended, although they're kind of airing an epilogue apparently, I think next month, I think, which probably don't know much about that, even though it's kind of going back and forth, being great and not being great. Although, at least according to some people, they're saying that at least they're kind of satisfied with how it ends. But I mean, but we do have the spin-off from the show right now, My Hero Academia Vigilantes, which yet to begin that momentarily. I mean, even though I haven't finished it yet, I'm probably gonna I mean, of course, all the My Hero Academia fans are probably gonna vote for that show, but first, I'll probably say I'll vote for Dan, but I mean, for the others later. Okay, and it appears somehow it's not letting me vote. Oh, that's why. Because I have to. So we have to click the show, and then when it's selected, you press vote. I remember this from last year, so let's vote for that, and now let's go to the next category. Oh, it goes automatically. Best film, which easy. It's gonna go to Chainsaw Man the movie for the many reasons I said, because it's probably the best film of last year according to Letterboxd. Plus, apparently, it's the film's absolute cinema, and also it kind of talks it does involve cinema kind of sense too, which plus some great theme songs from Kenshin Nezu and Hikaru Utada. Which I mean and even though it somehow it had some questionable stuff in it, but I mean, and some things that probably can be led to some debate, but I mean but also kind of lead to some things with some characters in it, but I mean but yeah, it was a really great film in a sense. It's a film that for sure you have to see in the theater. But some of the other films that are nominated, I mean, of course, with Demon Slayer and Infinity Castle, which, of course, is the first film in a trilogy of pretty much, you could say, the series finale of the show, which I said it was good, but I'd pretty much say that they could have aired, the last season in a year, or 40 minutes into it, I'm already kind of disappointed with how it ends, and I'm not going to say why, because it will spoil the film, but I mean, 100 Meters, which that's a film I'm yet to see, which it was released in theaters and now it's available on Netflix, which I'm probably gonna watch that at some point. Of course, Maru Hosoda's recent film Scarlet, which somehow it was not being shown in my area, and I'm also not sure if the film was available dubbed. Although some people are saying it got some mixed reviews too, because this film is pretty much another take on Hamlet, which is kind of similar to with his previous film Belle, which was pretty much another take on Beauty and the Beast. Then we got a Mononoke film, which I probably don't know much, and there's The Rose of Versailles, which I might have heard of that, but I mean, not sure. So of course we're also going to go for Chainsaw Man the movie. Best continuing series with the shows nominated are Danadan, Kaiju number 8, My Hero Academia, One Piece, there's Soul Leveling, and Spy Family, which, of course, with Kaiju number 8 still, and Soul Leveling and Spy Family still kind of catch up on all those shows right now. And also, the case of Spy Family, which I actually began the most recent season, which you could say it's as probably with the previous season, where it's kind of it was kind of a 3 part season premiere, where the first episode kind of gets you back into the world of the show, but then And then the next two parts was like the flashback episode, where of course you kind of learn more about Twilight, and apparently, at least what we know so far, we probably find out that he actually has another name, but we're not sure what that name is yet. And we'll might learn later in the season, but I mean, like, or even as the show progresses. But I mean, at least, but of course, that episode was probably like kind of like watching an art house cinema film in a sense. I mean, there was kind of a few episodes that were kind of like that in a sense, but I mean, like, yeah, I'm kind of gonna see the little rest of the season later. But of course, Kaiju number 8 is still like going through the first season of that. You probably say pretty much have one episode left, or like because the episodes are kind of like 3-part episodes in a sense. So I'm probably just have to finish that, and we can begin the second season, which kind of looks promising so far. Well, So Lovely, obviously, I still have to get caught up on that show, though. I mean, it does tackle on like systemic problems involving like employment, at least. It's kind of like the type of thing that probably Bong Joon-ho would probably make. That I could see him probably directing the. Well, I mean, that was more, I would say, if there was a live action version of Kaiju number 8, I can probably see Bong Joon-ho directing that. I mean, he could direct a live action version of Soul Leveling too, in a sense. In One Piece, I mean, like, of course, that's an ongoing show, which I mean, they could still give it to One Piece. I mean, it's probably like one of the greatest animes of all time. I mean, at least right now I could probably say One Piece, but I mean, I haven't seen the season yet, but I mean, they're probably going to give it to that, because it's the greatest anime of all time. Next category. Best new series, with the shows down in that category are Cleavitus, Gachi, Akuda, Sakamoto Days, which of course there's a live action version of it being released next month, but it will probably release in our area probably maybe later this fall, which I think the most recent season air, which have yet to watch that show, which of course described as like it's like John Wick meets Family Guy. Telepy's Original Sin, The Fragrant Flower Blooms with Dignity, and The Summer Hikaru Died. I mean, some people might vote The Summer Hikaru Died, but I mean, no, I'll probably vote for Sakamoto Days. But Best Original Anime, which the shows nominated in this category are Apocalypse Hotel, which that kind of had some mixed reviews. A Digimon show, Digimon Beat Break, Lazarus. Oh, the show that involves Gundam, Gyukuix, Moonrise, and Gensu, which a lot of people are saying that show was pretty much an isekai, maybe, or apparently that the main person it might have passed away and is probably living in like the world of the anime that she made, or this could be all a dream, which I'm not sure, at least. I mean, but the theme song of Goix was apparently by Kenshi Nezuto, which I mean, like, I mean, some people are saying that maybe the ending of that may not have been satisfactory, but I mean, but yeah, let's look for that. I mean, I didn't see it. Next category, Best Animation. Of course, the shows known in that category are Danadan, Gachi, Akuda, My Hero Academia, One Piece, Solo Leveling, and Takopi's Original Sin, which, I mean, with each of those shows, I mean, they do have their unique animation. Of course, I mean, Danadan kind of matches the style of the manga. But I mean, they might give it to My Hero Academia because for the last season, so they'll probably give it to that. Unless if the Soul Leveling fans try to get that award, so I mean, they might give it to them too, which but I mean, if Danadan had some epic battles, then maybe let's say Danadan. I'll vote for Danadan, but change my mind in a sense. Next category, Best Character Design, which is pretty much the same shows, except you got My Dress Up Darling, which I haven't begun yet, but I'm just gonna shut, and the most recent season, The Hypocrisy Diaries. I mean, they might give it to Dandadan, but we'll put that. Best Director, which the directors nominated for this category are Yakinori Fudasaka and Norihiro Naganuma for The Hypocrisy Diaries, Fuga Yamashiro and Abu Ogoro for Danadan, Fumiko Suganuma for Gachi Hakakuka, Kenji Nagasaki and Naomi Nakayama for My Hero Academia, Ryohei Takashita for The Summer Hikaru Died, and Shinya Lino and Takubi's Original Sin. I think they might probably give the director of Summer Hikari because of the quality of that show, so they'll probably go to him for that. Best background, which those nominated in this category are City, which is an anime I probably really want to see, and there's going to be a second season of that, which it's on Amazon Prime Video, and of course, I mean the show is what you could say like a slice in life of a city in Japan, and it's like it has some moments that are kind of like out of the blue, and it's like mind blowing too, which I mean they might give it to that, but then there's also Danadan, Gachikotaka, oh, Kowloon Generic Romance, which also had a live action version apparently. It has like former Psycho 46 member Mizuho Habu in it. Epoxy Diaries and Summer Hikaru died, which I mean Summer Hikaru probably had some interesting background art too, but if City is the only category for the City's not, I'll probably that's for City because it was kind of matches the style of the original manga. Best Romance with the shows now in this category are Blue Box, Danadan, Honey Lemon Soda, My Dress Up Darling, Ranma 1.5, and The Fragrant Flower Blows with Dignity, but for Blue Box, it's kind of more for the second half of the first season, which I'm not sure if there's going to be a second season of this, but I mean, I didn't see that half yet, but I'll eventually see at some point. Of course, Dan has a little romance, possibly also a love triangle, of course, with Momo and Occult and Aira and Shinji, I think. Then Honey Lemon Soda, which interesting show though it's not available dubbed. My Dress Up Darling, which interesting show too. Ranma 1.5, which at least when I saw that so far, it doesn't age well, kind of sense. It does tackle on arranged marriage. The Fragrant Flower Blows with Dignity, probably don't know a lot about that show, so about that, but I mean they might give it to Blue Box, but we'll I mean I think I got the same award last year, but I mean double check on that. Let's vote for Blue Box. Next category. Best Comedy, which the shows nominated in this category are City, Danadan, My Dress Up Darling, Ranma 1.5, Spy Family, and Witch Watch, which I'm not sure I kind of want to see. They could give it a Spy Family, which I still have to see the rest of the season, which I mean I do like City, but I mean like with Spy Family, I mean of course there's still this little plot with Operation Strix, which they continue in the season, but yeah, they might give it a Spy Family. Let's watch Spy Family. Well, if you had to watch the rest of that season, okay. Next category. Now almost midway through the categories. Best Action Show, which the shows known in this category are Danadan, Gachiya Tukukuta, Kaiju Number 8, My Hero Academia, One Piece, and Soul Leveling. I mean, I probably could give it to Kaiju Number 8, but I mean, because since My Hero Academia ended, they're probably gonna go to My Hero Academia, so I'll probably vote for My Hero Academia. Even though I probably didn't see it yet. Isekai Anime, which, and some of the shows now in this category include, like, Campfire Cookie and Other World with My Obstinate Skill. Disney Twisted Wonderland, From Bureaucrat to Villainous, Konosuba, ReZero, and Zenshu. I probably don't watch any of the shows, but I mean, I heard of them. They might give it to ReZero because that's a very popular show, so let's give it to ReZero. Best Drama, which the shows known in this category are Anne Shirley, which is the anime version of Anna Green Gables, which someone in it was actually at FanExpo Vancouver apparently earlier this year. The second half of the season of Blue Box, Orb. There we go. It could have been nominated for best anime, even though unless if it's a mini series. So I mean, like they may not. I mean, they could have nominated in that category, but they decided not to put that in that category. Takapi's Original Sin, Hypocrisy Diaries, and Summer Hikaru died. Yeah, they're probably going to give it to Orb because, I mean, some people are probably like considering it as probably like the greatest anime of this decade, but I mean, like, that based on what I know about it, apparently it kind of has some vibes of like Christopher Nolan in a sense. It kind of gets a bit philosophical, but I mean, like, but also has a theme song by Sakana Action with Monster, which was a really great song. And does have a little story, I think, with the two when the band was making the song, that it has some connections with the lead singer of the band, Ishiro Yamaguchi. Yeah, I'm probably going to give it to Orb, so let's vote for Orb. Best Slice of Life, which the shows nominated in this category are... Okay, we have Anne Shirley, Blue, for second half of for the recent season of Blue Box City, My Dress Up Darling, Spy Family, and The Fragrant Flower Blooms with Dignity, which, I mean, City is very slice of life, so we're going to vote for City. That's very... vote for that. Next category. Main character, which the characters nominated in this category are... Well, of course, we got... I think Deku, from My Hero Academia. Mao Mao from Epoxy Diaries. From Dan Dan, of course, the two main people in it, Momo Cult. From Gachi Kakuga, Rudo, and of course the main character in Soul Leveling, Jiwoo. Which, I mean, they're probably going to give it to Deku, but I mean... I want to give it to Jiwoo. I mean, depends on what happened to him in the most recent season, but... I'm probably going to vote to someone who I personally think, but... I mean, Momo was kind of fun also at least in this, well, in Dan so far, but I mean, let's vote for Momo. For her. Let's go to the next category. Best supporting character, which the characters nominated in this category are from Gachituka, Ejin. Oh, Gigi, that's the other guy in the show. The person that Mamo marries in the Apocalypse Diaries, Jinchi, I think. Character in My Hero Academia, Katsuki. Another character in Apocalypse. I'm not sure which characters because I still haven't got caught up. And of course, Turbo Granny, which very fun character. Which let's vote for Turbo Granny. Still a cat in this season. Next category. The Must Protect at All Costs character, which they're obviously going to give this to Anya again because, I mean, at least so for her in this season. So I mean, nothing much happens with her, but I mean, like, she might get involved more later in the season. But other people nominated in this category are probably Deku from Academia, someone from Fragrant Flower, Kakura Waguri, Mamo again, someone from Dr. Stone, Suika, and the main person in Takapi's original sin, Takapi. So yeah, we're gonna vote for Anya. Obviously again. I think this is a scene from the scene premiere, I think. Let's vote for Anya Forger. Next category. Best anime song, which the songs nominated in this category are... Of course, we have the two songs, like theme songs from Chainsaw Man the movie, of course, Kenshi Nezu Iris Out, and Hikaru Utada and Kenshi Nezu and Shindo. Then you got the theme songs of the season of Epoxy Diaries, the theme song of this season, of the most recent season of Dan and Dan by Into the End, On the Way. Oh, song probably one of the theme songs of the most recent of Soul Leveling. It's not the one that has Lisa, I think, but... Oh, yeah, it has Lisa, yeah. Lisa and Straight Kids Felix and Ryokan. And the theme song of Witch Watch. Okay, that's very easy. They're probably going to give the theme song from the movie Iris Out by Kenshi Yonezu, which, the song is very dope, and also apparently when you hear it in the opening titles, apparently they even kind of reference some, the Jean-Luc Godard film, Band of Outsiders, and they do the Johnston. Here's, like, I mean, really great song. Let's go to the next category. Best score, which the scores nominated in this category are the score of Chainsaw Man the movie, the score of Dan and Dan, the score of Demon Slayer Infinity Castle, which the score of Gacha Kakuga, the score of Soul Leveling, and the score of the Epoxy Diaries. But at least so far, the score of, well, if you say of the most recent season of Dan and Dan is kind of sounds similar to the score of 12 last season. So, of course, the score of Chainsaw Man the movie was also epic. So let's give it again to Chainsaw Man the movie. Oh yeah, the score of Soul Leveling, made by Sakaro. does have that Sakura sound too. But yeah, score by Kensuke Ushio, which I mean, he's also making the score of another anime that aired apparently this winter, apparently too. Let's go next category. About 5 more categories to go. Next category. Oh, best opening sequence. Of course, like the opening titles of an anime. With the opening titles that are nominated are the opening titles of Gachuka, Tale of the Night, Danadan, which the opening titles of this season were kind of great. Maybe not as great as the opening titles of last season, but apparently, I mean, type of vibe 2 of the season. The opening titles of the most recent of Soul Leveling, the opening titles of the most recent of My Hero Academia, and the opening titles of Witch Watch. Probably might give it to the opening titles of Solo Leveling, which I mean the opening titles of the previous season were kind of, well, I mean, they kind of like sets up the mood of the show, and although at times then it kind of gets to the usual things you see in the opening titles of an anime. I'm not sure how epic the opening titles of the last season of My Hero Academia is, but maybe they'll give it to the opening titles of Solo Leveling. So no, I have not begun that season yet, so we'll have to go through that. Next category. It's probably the best ending sequence, which is, of course, the end titles at the end of an anime. The end titles now in this category are the end titles of the season of Spy Family, the end titles of this season of Kaiju number 8, the end titles of this season of Dandadan, the end titles of My Hero, the last season of My Hero Academia, the end titles of My Dress Up Darling, and the end titles of the most recent of Soul Leveling, which, of course, usually I don't see the end titles of shows, but I'm just going to think. I'm going to choose an end title. They're probably going to go to the end titles of My Hero Academia. Oh, best voice artist performance for at least the original Japanese version, which, of course, I watched the shows dubbed, but I mean, like, we'll, or see a film dubbed. But let's see which were nominated in this category. The people in this category are, I'm going to see who plays who in which, but let me just see. Aoyuki in the Apocrypha Stories, where she plays Mama on the show. Jackie Kobayashi plays the main person in The Summer Hikaru Died. Daiki Yamashita plays Deku in My Hero Academia. And I believe the two main people that play, of course, Denji and Reze in Chainsaw Man the movie. Kunoshi Toya. Yep. I mean, he was, but which in the dub version, apparently, which will get played by Ryan Cole Levy. We'll get to that later moment. Then there's the person that plays Reze, who apparently was also in an anime that apparently aired this year. I mean, the person that plays in the dub version was also great too, since. And someone in One Piece, the most recent season. The person that plays Luffy. I'm sure they're probably gonna give it to the person that plays Reze, and they might give it to the same one for the dub version too. So it appears kind of looks like Frieren is not eligible apparently for this, because they already included the entire season of, well, for last year's award show, but I mean, at least this season, which will probably be eligible for next year's. Now I think it's for the dub version next. Let's see the next category. Best voice artist performance for English. It means the dub version of a show. The actors nominated in this category are. Well, it doesn't look like Ryan Cole Levy is not nominated for him playing Denji, but the other person in the film, which is the person that plays Reze in the dub version. Yes, the person that plays Alexis Tipton, which she was probably in this film, but I mean they might give it to her. The person plays Mao Mao in the dub version, I mean Lo, which she was in that show too. She's like boing. The person that plays Deku in the dub version of My Hero Academia, Justin Briner. Oh, someone from even Infinity Castle, the one who plays. Oh, he plays one of the demons they had to have to battle, which apparently some of Channing Tatum was seen in the little flashback at the second of that movie. No, I mean the film. And then from Sanda. Oh, this is that Christmas anime, I think. I heard Morgan Berry. And from Summer Hikaru Died, the person who played Oh, it plays the other main person. Well, they got the main person in the original Japanese. They got the person that plays the other main person in Hikaru in the dubs category. Yeah, okay, so they could give it to him, or they might give it to the that plays Rezi and Chainsaw Man the movie. So let's give it to Alexa Tipton. And yeah, apparently that is the nominations of the Crunchyroll Anime Awards this year, and we just voted for them, which yeah, I mean, like it's probably gonna be interesting which show is probably gonna get best anime this year. They will probably give it. Maybe My Hero Academia is probably gonna sweep it because it's the last season, and but Spy Family will probably get a few awards. I mean, at least one for Anya, maybe best comedy, but City will probably get a few awards too, which if you have to see that show, and it's that's a really show about slice of life. And for the films, of course, Chainsaw Man the movie is probably gonna sweep the awards, which that was probably a really great film too. Now, of course, the actual award show will happen in May, which is obviously which I'm probably not being able to like react to it live when it happens because I'm actually gonna be doing a trip when it happens. Unless if I can probably do it during, I'll be able to be in Italy. So I mean, but I mean, I probably might recap it possibly in after it happens. But yeah, we'll have to. But for sure, it's gonna be very interesting what's gonna happen with the Crunchyroll Anime Awards this year, which of course is celebrating its 10th anniversary this year. And what are your thoughts on the nominations of the Crunchyroll Anime Awards this year? You can probably put your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed me kind of going through the nominations of the awards for this year and voting for it, you could probably like the video or probably subscribe to my channel, which will probably talk more about anime. With that, I'll see you later. Bye, everyone.